Well, here we are now with part 12 of the aerial navigation series. And this time we're going to look at a couple of general rules, competency and safety. A few aspects just to highlight during here. The first thing is a reminder on all the onboard documents. And you can see I've got 11 of them. The lease agreement. Now, if I'm leasing the aircraft from somebody for training purposes or for any other purposes, then I must be able to show that there's agreement between myself and the legal owner of the aircraft. That's what a lease agreement is about, is that somebody can say, hey, you legally got hold of this aircraft, or at least the operator of the aircraft is legal. But that needs to be on board. Certificate of registration, certificate of airworthiness, certificate of release to service, mass and balance, radio license, insurance proof, minimum equipment list, compass card, approved flight manual, and then I just sneaked in an extra one for the pilot there. The documents on board, all of those. No. All of them. Not part of them. Yeah, but the radio license, those guys haven't issued to us. Yeah, I understand. They might take a while to issue that, but you must at least show that you've paid. You must be able to prove something. Believe me, if these things aren't on board, you can be grounded right there and then. Has it happened before? Unfortunately, I've seen it happen more than once. Codes. Obviously, you must know the phonetic alphabet at all times. Zulu time, the international times. Just remember that we're 2 hours ahead of Zulu, so that's Bravo time. When even making initial context, then the full count sound, in other words, ZS, Charlie Tango. So Zulu Sierra, Charlie Tango, Tango. And then afterwards, I will just talk about Charlie Tango, Tango. That's with ATC. Remember, if we talk to general flying traffic, keep it short. VFR traffic, north of so-and-so, Charlie Tango, Tango. I like to say, says no 172, whatever the case might be. Categories of messages, you got your distress, urgency, comms related, normal message, flight, regulatory, and that kind of stuff. Know what are the things that you can use and how do you say that? A lot of times when we do emergencies and I give somebody emergency, then the last thing is that they declare a mayday. And eventually I've got to ask maybe, Charlie Tango Tango, have you got an emergency? Yeah, no, we've got an emergency. Well, then declare it. Because at the moment that you say mayday, everybody's coffee is spilled, everybody is paying attention. Man, you are going to get all the attention in the world that you need. So don't be scared. If you're in trouble, say it. But say it in the right way. Because if you hide your discomfort or distress, you're not going to get the attention. But I promise you, if you use the word mayday, everybody is going to spill their coffee. Even the guys in the jumbos at that stage. Radar, just remember, radar identified, and they identified you on radar, and did you continue with the flight as requested, or as ATC requests you to fly. ATC is not responsible for your terrain clearance, okay? You're not under control, you just identified. They know, they can see you, and you carry on as you cleared. All right? And they might say to you, please steer this or whatever, that's fine. But the moment that you're under control, the next one there, then the ASID puts you under control and give you the headings or levels to fly. ATC is responsible for the terrain clearance. Okay, let's just quickly talk about that. It's easy. You fly along and the guys say, all right, and fly heading of 180. And you got clever, you've got your GPS on board, and you now select to fly the track and not a heading. Well, It's a little bit of a problem. The idea is that you must fly, steer what they're telling you, the eye and compass align, fly what they say to you. They will give you the corrections. But the moment that they pick up that you are not heading, they will change your heading. All right. Does it help them to fly a track? Yeah. But the problem is, if they've got 3 or 4 aircraft flying, and some are on tracks and some on headings, how do you guarantee separation? Oh. So either we all on tracks, or we all on headings. Okay? Now for now, we're all on headings. All right. Squawk mode Charlie, transponder must be put on alt for this mode. Only turn ident if requested. So don't just go ident. I've done it before when I put on the ident and say, hey, what you know, yeah, okay. So don't do that. That's why I'm general radio, fault finding, frequency, within range, master on, radio on, volume, loud. Whoo, I must mark that one, volume. That's the one, you know, I've seen so many red faces because of that. Headset, plugged in, battery not flat, check the circuit breaker. After all fault finding is done and you still cannot hear and transmit, then they must be assumed the radio failure. But many a times, what we see is somebody turns down the volume for some or other reason, or when you switch it on, you haven't got enough volume and you just can't hear anybody talking. And it's, all the indications are there that your system is functioning. In the meantime, you are frustrating the hell out of the people that's listening to you and that's sitting in the tower just before. So, up with the volume, pull it slightly out, and then check it with the noises. All right, not here to teach you that part, but you have to be taught the right way anyway. When radio failure, uncontrolled airspace, okay, then transmitting blind, do the normal joining, uncontrolled, flight with blind, then land as soon as possible. Okay, so this procedure we've gone through quite a few times, but remember the squawk, 7600. Okay, we've done this one. Let's go to the next one. Transponder codes. Okay, interference, communication, and equipment. All right, let's not worry about that one. Have you got your transponder code? And remember, that is the ones that you've got to just ensure 100%. Know the codes. Search and rescue. There's a definition about all these, and they say normal SNR starts where in controlled airspace always to a manned airfield 5 minutes overdue. Say, how about that? Now remember, you in control with them a lot of times, so they've got an idea you're getting there. So it's not like you've now been flying for 5 hours and never spoke to them and now you're 5 minutes late and they're all going to overreact. No. It's not that wide. Normal en route, the whole flight, okay, 5 minutes on the reporting points, overdue at destinations. Then there is very, very specific at any controlled airfield. You can see that ETA plus 1 hour, and then again, they look at the 5 minutes. If there's null, well, it's uncontrolled. If null is, nobody is going to get excited because you are not there. Your people that is expecting you, they're going to get excited, I understand that. But that's why we like you to actually put in a flight plan, because flight plans are always there to assist us and people that can assist us when we're in trouble. I like this golden rules when you lost to say confess, communicate, climb, comply, conserve. That's nice. I really enjoy this one. Confess to ATC that you are lost, then they will help. confess, communicate, talk to ATC. What you can see, they will start talking to you, and they will talk you out of trouble, I promise you. Climb for radar coverage. Hey, but then if you want to know this stuff, I mean, you must understand squawks and squawk this, do that, change frequencies. You must really be able to understand stuff like that. So don't send somebody solo if they can't at least help the ATC to help them. Okay? So, comply with the ATC instructions and conserve the fuel. Very important. Always remember, aviate, navigate, and communicate. Now, let me just talk about the aviate part. Aviate is to keep on flying the machine. All right? Aviate is what we do when we fly, and that's got to do everything with aviate. Navigate is the management of the flight from where I am to where I want to go. So, navigate can physically mean to navigate on the ground. It can mean to manage the problem that I have on board. And the communication is the communication with others on board, with ATC, with control, or whoever. Okay? But navigate is not just from A to B, it's how to get from point A to B. And then to apply it so that we can aviate. So that's the navigation part. It is navigation amongst other things. But it's actually, in the broader sense, it is the management of the whole situation. Therefore, if we're in a multi-crew environment, then the navigation part we always leave to the captain, because he's overall in charge and he says, go there, do this, do this, do this. And that is how to navigate us from in trouble to out of trouble. Navigate us from where we are to where we need to go, physically on the ground. Okay, so there's more than one, let's call it, way of thinking about the navigation. We are not perfect, and I say a red face is better than a wooden box. All right, no matter how best we plan, we always need help. The smart will ask for help, and the stupid will put their reputation above their life. Okay, late at night I start thinking about this when I write it up there. But come on, just swallow that pride. Confess. Okay? It's just another way of saying, an honest man will have no fear to admit that he needs it. And you've got nothing to say. You're honest. You did your thing. Oh, okay, whoa. Now I've got to say this, because after I wrote the sentence, I thought to myself, but what if you were dishonest until the point where you got lost? Well, then it doesn't matter. You lost. The fact that you were dishonest until that point, it's going to come out anyway. But it's irrelevant. Because the next moment is now, we're going to put everything on the line to get you safe. So, from the moment that you're in trouble, we're going to treat you as an honest man. Okay? So that's the honest part of it. Those that do not plan is caught out in possible situations of uncertainty. And now you must speak up. In other words, if you haven't been so diligent and planning before, just swallow your pride. To live, we have to learn, even if it's from our own mistakes. And please, there's so many other people's mistakes that we can learn from, and you're going to learn from your own anyway. But probably at least half to a third of the mistakes that you've made in your life, it wasn't necessary, because you've got to learn from somebody else. That must make you think. Proper knowledge and skills with good attitude, proper flight planning, and to give you a better chance. Knowledge is the foundation. Skills you build with the knowledge. And now it's up to you to either apply or not to apply. If you do not apply your knowledge and skills, whatever happens is what happens. If you've got no plan, then it means you really don't plan how to get to your destination. We all can have a destination in mind. But the destination, and you've heard it many times, is not the journey. The journey is the step-by-step how to get to the destination. A destination is an aspiration, while as we're flying is action. It's on the go. Action, on the go. Rules contain in the truth. What is the truth? Facts. Rules and regulations, those all represent the truth. No, nobody asked you about those things, and nobody's going to ask you in future, probably. Unless you, the boss, the dictator boss, or whatever. But you, I can't decide on the aerodynamic truths. I cannot on what is right or wrong. And if CIA says this is, then I do it like that. If people have died before and this is what I'm going to do, then I do that. So a lot of the rules, a lot of the truth, it's actually been written in blood. It is there. Just makes me think of drunken driving. We all know what the result of drunken driving is, but a lot of people get drunk and then they drive. Now don't go stupid and then go and fly. The big thing is we have to, through the whole series of aerial navigation, to know. Now you know what you need to know. Now you get to know what you must know. And then the most professional thing that you can do is to apply the truth. Enjoy.